some people say that Carnival is ghetto, and I think they might be right. Now, look, before you scroll, just hear me out. Just hear me out. I already know that 90% of people saying that are racist, but I do think the 10% that are calling Carnival ghetto is dealing with the lack of quality. So I have finally sailed my first Royal Caribbean cruise on Utopia of the Seas, and I'm gonna be honest, I was spoiled on this cruise. So today I am comparing Royal Caribbean versus Carnival Cruise Line. Now I already know this is kind of like a lose-lose conversation because of the ships that I've been on, but I have absolutely seen pros and cons on both these cruise lines. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna talk about the process of embarkation, debarkation, the food, the app, beverage packages, entertainment, and also just the all-over vibe. First things first, embarkation and debarkation. Hands down, Royal Caribbean is winning for both embarkation and debarkation, okay? This is the speediest embarkation I've ever done. Even though I was granted express boarding before I got on the ship, I don't know why I was granted express boarding, but I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna receive. We went through that entire terminal in like 15 minutes. It did not take long at all. And on top of that, the lines weren't even long to say that we were there for an 11 a.m. check-in. And also, even if we didn't do express boarding, it still would have been a speedy process because the people who we were with that didn't have express boarding still got through there super duper fast. There really wasn't a big difference between express boarding and regular boarding. Now, when it's come to Carnival, the lines have definitely been much longer. It feels a little bit more hectic, feel a little bit more chaotic, not chaotic in a bad way, just out of order, just a little bit. But even with that being said, I still haven't had a long embarkation process with Carnival. I would say more like 20 to 30 minutes max when it comes to embarkation specifically. Now, debarkation, Royal does not play. Okay, they're blasting music at 7 a.m. saying, hey, it's time to get up and you need to be out of those rooms at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. they're coming in cleaning. Okay, it's time to go. Okay, we got down to the promenade to wait to get off at like 8:05, and 8:13 we were getting off the ship, and before 8:30 we were out of the terminal. They're not playing the games. Okay, I arrived to my airport at like 9:30 when I had like a 4 p.m. flight. That's a whole different conversation. And it did not feel crowded when we got to the promenade. Like, it did not feel like we would have to push and get through to get to people. Going through that terminal was a breeze. Now, when it came to debarkation for Carnival, it's a little bit of a different story. It's a lot more hectic, very crowded around the promenade from deck 3 to 5, depending on which ship you're on. It is crowded. Everybody's hogging the elevators. Like, it's hard to maneuver. And honestly, if you want to get off that ship early, you need to have some kind of priority status and priority boarding or some kind of accessibility. You know what I'm saying? If you need like a wheelchair or things of that nature, if you're in that kind of category, you're going to get off the ship first. If you anything else other than that, you just like kind of fighting for your life to get off the ship. So what I like to do is I like to take me and my luggage to the Lido deck, go eat breakfast, sit down, and just wait until it's last call. When it's last call to get off the ship, that's when I'm getting off the ship because it's a lot less hectic. I'm not feeling like I'm pushing and shoving people. It's a lot easier to get through that terminal. So Royal with the win. All right, next, the app. You have the Royal Caribbean app versus the Carnival hub. And hands down, Royal is winning. I'm sorry. Royal is winning yet again. Now, granted, my last Carnival cruise was back in April of 2025, which was like right before the update. And when I booked my Utopia cruise, it was like in May, maybe even early June. So once I booked my Royal Caribbean cruise, I downloaded the app and I'm seeing this beautiful immersive app that you can do everything within the app. I was so excited because at the time, before Carnival updated their app, you can do nothing in the app but look at your countdown. That's it. You can put in your booking information for that cruise, see the countdown, the end. Anything else you want to do outside of that, it would have taken you to the browser for carnival.com. And I was tired of seeing www.carnival.com. But yeah, so with the Royal app, you can book your drink package, your excursions, onboard activities, reserved for shows. See the cruise itinerary before you even get on the cruise. It's just a win-win all the way around. With Carnival, you weren't able to do any of that, but now the update has happened, so you can book your excursions, buy your drink package, things of that nature. I don't know if they show the itinerary in advance. Don't know. Have been on a Carnival cruise in a while. I was like, is Carnival listening to me? When I saw Royal's app, I was like, man, I wish Carnival's app would do this. And then boom, the update hit. All right, on to food. Now, I'm going to be honest, Royal made me realize a lot of things that I have taken for granted when it came to Carnival. First things first, Royal does not have a midnight or late night buffet. Okay, and it might just be the big back in me, but like, I need that. I needed it and they didn't have it. Okay, so on Embarkation Day, the end of the night, I wanted a burger and fries so bad. And if I couldn't get a burger and fries, I would have settled for like a hot dog, maybe some chicken tenders, something. But no, the only thing that was available was the dry wraps in the Cafe Promenade and the pizza. So I just settled for getting a hamburger and fries from room service in the end. Versus if I was on Carnival, all I had to do was go to the buffet, give me some fries, give me a hot dog. Because usually, sometimes they have burgers, sometimes they don't. But they absolutely do have hot dogs, good sandwiches, chicken tenders, and even pizza up there as well. On top of that, Carnival also wins when it comes to the Caesar salad. Now, me, I love a good Caesar salad, especially on my cruises. And unfortunately, Royal just did not deliver with that. Their Caesar salad tasted like they were using Kraft Caesar salad dressing, and I hate Kraft Caesar salad dressing. It just doesn't taste authentic to me. It just doesn't give Caesar. So it was a no. On top of that, cruise cookies are top tier on Carnival, okay? I was disappointed when it came to those cruises on Royal Caribbean. Now, when I'm on Carnival, I am all up in those chocolate chip and those sugar cookies, okay? Because if you know, you know. But when it came to Royal, wasn't a fan of their cookies. I tried a sugar cookie, wasn't good. I didn't try the coconut ranger. I just was disappointed. I didn't want to try it. And I was disappointed because there were no chocolate chip cookies. Disappointed. And I was honestly disappointed in general in the desserts, specifically in the buffet from Royal. Wasn't my cup of tea. There was a lot of like puddings and like intricate things. I'm a very simple girl when it comes to desserts. Now, what I will say, outside of the desserts, the Windjammer is top tier when it comes to a buffet. Period, point blank. There's so much variety when it comes to the Windjammer, and they also had seafood in there. On Embarkation Day, there's seafood in the buffet, on the buffet. Top tier. Can't tell me otherwise. Honestly, I didn't have too many disappointments with either cruise lines. Food, I've had great experiences with both cruise lines. It's a tie. It's a win-win for both of them. Now, despite my little gripes, the specialty diners on both of these cruise lines, love them both. So I'm gonna give a point to both Royal and Carnival. Y'all win this one on food. Next, the beverage package. Let's get into it. Now, when it came down to my last Carnival cruise back in April 2025, there were two main options when it came to the beverage package. It was the bottomless bubbles, which is the soda package, and the cheers package, which is everything. When I booked my first Royal Caribbean cruise, I went to see what kind of drink packages they had, and they had a plethora of drink packages. And one that caught my eye the most was the refreshment beverage package. And that's basically where you take the cheers package, but make it non-alcoholic. And I was like, this is perfect. I wish Carnival had something like this. Boom. Here comes the zero proof package. I'm like, nah, Carnival is definitely listening to me. I don't care what nobody says. But the zero proof package is similar to the refreshment package on Royal. Now, I do believe that they're still like testing it out. I don't know if the zero proof package is available on all 2026 sailings or further. So I think it's still in the testing stages, but hopefully they keep it around because I think that's a great option. Because when it came down to people kind of arguing about the cheers package, if you should get it or not, a lot of people were talking about how they got the cheers package and it had nothing to do with alcohol. It was because they wanted the special to coffee, they wanted the energy drinks, the Gatorades, the water bottles, smoothies, all that kind of stuff had nothing to do with alcohol. And I was like, I wish they had an option to have all these kind of things without including the alcohol as well. Boom. Royal has it and it's there to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere. And on top of that, that's not the only option they have. They also have like a coffee card that you can get. So if you just want like coffee, a coffee beverage package, you can have that as well. And some other things. So I really do enjoy that Royal has these different options. So Royal wins when it comes to the beverage package options for sure. And on top of that, Royal also has happy hours as well as drinks of the day. So there's a happy hour between like 5 to 7. I think it's around on all the bars. I saw them on a couple bars. I saw the signs on multiple different bars when I was on my cruise, but they have $6 margaritas from 5 to 7, and as well as they have a drink of the day. And the drink of the day is like $8.50 versus their regular drinks start at like around $13 to $14. So if you're somebody who didn't get any drink package at all, but you still want to have a drink or two of there, they have those options. $6, $8.50. Come on. You can't beat that. Now to entertainment. Of course, Royal wins, but look, Carnival is not far behind, and let me explain. So when it comes to Royal, they have all kind of things for entertainment. You can attend a water diving show, a Broadway show, an ice skating show, and an all-in trivia show live on one cruise. And that's not even half the things that they offer. They have zip lining, rock climbing, the flow rider, laser tag, and so much more. So off the top, Royal's gonna do it up when it comes to entertainment. But don't get it twisted on Carnival. Carnival also does offer a lot of entertainment options as well. They do have the Broadway shows, trivia, they have the 80s Glow Party, and both Royal and Carnival have a silent disco party as well. So I don't sleep on Carnival now. Okay, Carnival has some things to do, but Royal, you're winning this one yet again. And lastly, let's talk about the overall vibe. So when it comes to the vibe of both these cruises, they give off great vibes. Okay, I had a great time on both these places, and the staff is 10 out of 10 on both of them. Okay, one thing about it, the staff on these cruise lines are very accommodating. They're ready to help you with whatever you need. They're ready to help you with it. Okay. Now, personally, I'm going to give this one to Carnival. Probably shocker, surprising, but I have just been accommodated a lot more on Carnival and gotten a lot of freebies just because I was asking for help. Like that's a different kind of just hospitality, you know, and I really appreciate it because at the end of the day, it's nothing that they had to do. They did not have to give me these freebies. They didn't have to go the extra mile for me, but they did. They wanted to let me know that they were there to help, and they wanted to accommodate for whatever inconvenience there was. For example, I've gotten a free bottle of wine, champagne, free drinks, a bag, like all just kind of different little knickknacks when it comes to Carnival. So I'm gonna say Carnival wins there in that manner. It may be different for other people, but again, this is based off my experience. So in conclusion, who's better? Is Carnival really ghetto? Now, judging by my score, Royal does win this video, but honestly, both these ships give great experiences. It honestly depends on what you want to experience when you're on your cruise. Do you want entertainment, adventure, go, go, go? Go on Royal. But if you want party or relaxation or just kind of simple chill vibes, go to Carnival. But either or, you're going to have a great time. I've had a great time on all of my cruises. I don't have any complaints personally when it comes to my cruises. It just makes me want to do more cruise ships with both of these cruise lines and even other cruise lines just to see who gives the best experience. Now, if you are going on a Royal Caribbean cruise, especially Utopia of the Seas, check these couple of videos out to help you for your next cruise. But if not, comment down below which cruise line do you think is best. Is it Royal Caribbean or Carnival? Comment down below and tell me why. And happy cruising. Catch you in my next one.